Cody from the Keepers of Nerdom. How y'all doing? We're gonna actually have Fortnite playing in the background as we talk about this, in part because Party Up Spring Raid bonus goals is awesome because it's actually this. It's our own, very own. I wish we could view the rewards here. Duplicate and Shrinking Ray in a Team mug for a back bling, and then some harvesting tools that are whatever, and then some really just random loading screen. But more so, I really just want it for the tier 3 of Shrinking Ray. But I think that's amazing that we get a free skin for Invincible stuff, and right now Fortnite is doing something interesting, but I really want to just talk about Season 3 of Invincible. And obviously Alan the Alien's also in Fortnite right now. This is the thing, like, I hate to say it, but Fortnite just keeps being more and more awesome as far as just giving us quite an awesome selection. But I don't want to give any spoilers away because I really just want to recommend, if you haven't watched or been watching Invincible Season 3, this is the season. This is the season to really just watch and have an absolute blast. It feels just like we're watching Season 1 as far as just good storytelling, good quality, interesting, fascinating journey stuff. Man, what all to say? I want to try not to have any spoilers. I would say I think it's a good character development for Mark throughout this, and Adam Eve, it's another good moment. I think it's funny always to see her parents and how they interact in the superhero world. Oliver is, again, just a fascinating character to watch. There's parts where I'm just annoyed by him, but it's also like, I know he's going to become something rather fascinating as we go throughout this show. And this season did not feel as disjointed as season 2 did. Season 2, it just felt disjointed, messed up, didn't work right, which was strange. It really was. It was just strange. And I'm just sad whenever a show that is so good just falls apart that simply. And so season 3 was Return to Form. Really, really fun. We had so many good battles along with story. The battles were fascinating. I'll just say that, right? It's just really, truly, the battles were the best part of this season in a way. And also, we didn't have to deal with Amber a whole lot. Is she present in the show this time around? Yes. But is she present like she was in season 2 and weirdly not herself? Not really, because she's just barely there in the show at this point. Which is great. That's such a good thing. Wow, man, we had so many good episodes. Like the storyline concepts, return of different story arcs from the past. There's a meme that just keeps showing up in the show that I was never expecting to just be a meme, and it's hilarious. Like, if you've watched the show at all, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because there's a recurring element that never has gotten resolved, and every time you're like, oh, it's gonna have something happen, and then it just funnily, on purpose, doesn't, and it gets derpy. And it's funny because it shouldn't be derpy, but it really works because of that, because it just doesn't, it's stupid. It's so stupid, and yet you laugh every time because you're like, oh, it's going to actually have something happen here. This is going to be like the most devastating thing, and we're going to experience in a whole new like supervillain and storyline, and then once again it's stuck, and nothing resolves with it on purpose. And I appreciate a show and a comic book and a series that does stuff like that it's going, we do take ourselves seriously, but not too seriously, that we do have fun with. Not everything that a supervillain or evil being concocts is going to work out like they hope. It just won't. And I appreciate that it's, and like superheroes, they're not all going to succeed. They're not always gonna win how they expect to. I think Invincible season three just is that it's such a good story. It's giving us everything we could hope for as far as just dynamic character development, relationships that are being formed or broken, uh, beautiful battles. They really are. Like, there is at times where the animation is kind of in a way cheaply made, but not. I don't know. It's hard to explain that one other than just to say that sometimes the Invincible show is not very elaborate in its animation, and then when they're really wanting to, oh, excuse me, they go really hard on the animation, and it's awesome. But it is. It's just it's kind of random on that. So overall, good, 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 good. I would say too, I on a less positive note, there's always that hope and desire to see more of certain characters. And once you see this season, it was hinting at a lot of things coming that you're like, oh, it's going to be right here. And we got a little bit of it. And what we did get was amazing. But then it just kind of dropped it. And that was sad. It was really sad because it's like, why do you watch Invincible? Oh, there's a couple of reasons, right? You watch it in ways for the gratuitous violence because it is like it. Once you understand and watch the show, you get it. Like, is it a violent show? Absolutely, and that's kind of the part of the charm. Because in a real world scenario, if superheroes existed, what would it be like? It would be insanity, right? Everybody would be constantly going, am I going to even survive to see tomorrow? Because the entire town, the entire city is just getting destroyed because a superhero battle is happening right above our heads and into the buildings, right? Like that kind of stuff. I think that's why we watch it. The story is super good and interesting most of the time. Not always, because obviously, as we've mentioned, there are some things in Invincible like Amber that just don't work. Uh, I think also when we watched the season finale again, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I think as an episode on its own, it was one of the best episodes I've ever seen, with one of the most interesting dynamic characters I've ever seen. But also, as far as the season finale went, it was kind of terrible. And once you watch it, I think you'll understand what I mean by that. But it's frustrating because it shouldn't be. It's a season finale, right? A season finale should give you a certain expectation of certain things, and it just didn't quite hit all of that. And again, like I said, it's not a bad episode. In fact, I love it as an episode. It's just a standalone episode of a show. Wow, it's good. But that's the interesting trouble is like it's not a standalone episode. It's the penultimate, right? It's the end of the series for this year, right? So we're gonna have to wait another year to get this to happen. You know what I mean? Like that's frustrating and drives me a little crazy. So I wish it would given us just enough more of not necessarily tying up loose ends, but more hints of things, more interaction. I don't know. It's so hard to explain, not spoiling. And I think that was the thing I wanted to do this time around is I didn't want to spoil it for people. We didn't review all the episodes. I kind of wish we did, but at the same time, I was like, I'm just kind of enjoying watching. Maybe in ways me and a friend could go back and we could do a review of each episode and talk through it. It'd be kind of hard because we have to rewatch in a way too. Because I don't know. With Invincible, it feels like you're watching one. This is a good thing. Like, this is a really good thing. It feels like you're watching a big, long, extended movie in a good way, especially in season 3 and 1. And then season 2 just feels like you're watching a movie of sorts, but it's like a B or C tier type movie that's just terrible. That kind of thing. Yeah. So I think the ending, Again, great episode, but not a great season finale. Just left a few things unsaid, unaddressed that needed to be addressed, and were not. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest things about Invincible Season 3. I would say I highly recommend it. And yes, this is Fortnite. They have already put in his new suit. There's, I guess, your one spoiler. Right? He's got a new suit, which is cool. You know, different coloration, different slightly design. It's still the same kind of suit. It's just different colors. More muted in a way, too. I do like his original suit. I think a little bit better in a way, but this is still it's a good outfit. It works for Mark. So yeah, what did you think of Invincible Season 3? You can let me know down in the comments below, and if you want to say stuff down in the comments, that's fine. Just be aware other people may not want to have those spoilers, so just be aware of that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've been Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye, y'all.